What up, y'all? You know who it is. Your boy Jada Kiss, you know what I mean? Right now with Chris John. Shout out to Camden, New Jersey, all my niggas out there. Let's get right into it. Yeah.
PTBTV. Let's go, y'all. Let's go, y'all. Let's go.
Yo, boy, let's get him, man.
Yeah. Right now, never off plan. Used to get busy with them guns in my hand. 4 or 5 or a black 9 with a grand in my pocket and beef cool as a fan. BTBTV, we are not playing. Y'all just talk, we back it up and down. Sideways, F what y'all saying. We Kyrie and Kanye. This a boss talk, so you clowns should just fly away. Hop on the bridge, throw your frame off the highway. This not a game, this is business. This my way. Real talk, your opinion is nothing to us. We gon' stay on chill, long as y'all don't violate. But it's not fair. We could be cool or your worst nightmare. We the best, I swear. And you could be my friend or enemy, I don't care. And you better beware. Cause we coming for the whole pie and we don't share. No, it just ain't fair. But we the best, I swear. We the best, I stay up in the mix. A project politics, my mood kinda sick. Name well known from the hood to the sticks. 100 on the highway, flying so fast, burn the gears when I shift. Some people kick dirt on your name, what shoes you gave them. Broke your back for them and they got the nerve to play you. Kick rap store off, pushed and shut my way through. Bomb rush the kitchen, put my floor up on the menu. The jealousy be hitting up in jokes. That's why I stay serious like David Banner turned in the Hulk in pure form like the Pope. Haters get infrared beams with the scope, so run and get ghost. We fight good, boxed in like Floyd on the ropes. I'm the great black hope. Man, we the team and they know it coast to coast and it just ain't fair. We could be cool or your worst nightmare. We the best, I swear. And you can be my friend or enemy, I don't care. And you better beware. Cause we coming for the whole pie and we don't share. No, it just ain't fair. We the best, if you with us, put your lighters in the air. No, it just ain't fair.
BTBTV. Just ain't fair, man.
Yeah. How y'all there? 7 pieces to God.
Salute, salute.
Yo. For all my Jersey artists out there that want some shit promoted, make sure you come to my channel and make sure it's right in the back. And I got you.
Show them how we do this, man. BTBTV.
We're bully the bullies.
No run, no retreat. Yeah.
BTBTV. One more time for y'all in the back.
Y'all slow ninjas. Right. Yo, John Gotti flow, rap Pablo, Escobar status, rap game Corleone. I can show you how you lay back and watch your pockets grow. Stay away from devious women, end up like Papa Smoke. Y'all wake up every day twitching, like yo, I gotta post. I wake up every day mission, it's $1 million. Nose bodies drop, rot stink like halitosis. Broadway, man, if you know,
at the queen of the building,
I can't think everything got that connection. My ones on overload, say y'all overdose. Your rappers in the tight squeeze and
love your life, girl, love your life.
We don't go for that.
That's all she wrote.
Another tale from the street, that's been harbor flow. The projects, like a ghost trying to haunt your soul. Another tale from the street, homicide the folks who wanna play to them guns scream out yo. Another tale from the street, black mafia, so Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale from the street, like an opera show. These kids be acting to their life movie, curtain closed. Nowadays your foes will plot you wearing Malcolm X hats, 666, the devil on his shoulder, won the death match. Reminiscing when more street ninjas was off the hook, chasing D's up off the block, trying to run and get the force, blood on pavement. He's 12 years old and he's tough to play with. He don't go to playgrounds, that's his fiends who want their veins stick. We can't miss, we can hit the talk with our hands behind our back, our eyes closed and half brainless.
some of that
Play
kid.
with
Give me
us.
some of that kid.
Another tale from the street, death and horror flow. The
Y'all make
projects
sure
like
y'all
a
hit
ghost
that like
try
button,
haunt your
share the
soul. Another
content,
tale from the street, homicide the
subscribe.
foe. Who wanna play till them guns scream adios. Another tale from the street, black mafia. So Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale from the street, like an opera show. These kids be acting till they like movie curtain close. Yeah, BTBTV. It's the movement, man. You're born.
What?
You're born. Let's get
You
them.
got him, bro.
Let's get them, boy.
Hold on, check this out. First of all, I want to say peace to the 5% nation of God's and earth. Assalamu alaikum, alhamdulillah, rahmatullah, to all the true Muslim brothers and sisters out there. This is the King of New Jersey. This is BTBTV. We got Cross, aka the plug on the channel with us today, yo. And we ain't no bloods, no push. We doing our own thing. BTBTV that started his own thing. Like, nigga, what? Yo.
Nigga, what?
Yo, check this out. I'm dropping something today. I'm gonna tell you something, man. I know y'all see the headline running on that shit. I see the ferry brawl, you know what I'm saying? The ferry boat Royal Rumble in Alabama, and they're blaming the black folk. Yo, I can't bite my tongue on this. I can't let this shit go without being said.
Hey, God, did I send you the video? I didn't ever send you that video, did I?
What video?
The video, the video that I played, the actual original video.
Oh, word? Nah, they sent it to me. I think you did send it to me, right? Yeah, the one from that was on TikTok.
Yeah, the one yeah, that one. Yep. I think the one that showed all of it, right?
Yeah, I got one off of YouTube already. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let them see that one because I'm gonna show it y'all. But show, this is what happens. This is what should always happen. We're gonna do the curse of the day, but this is what should always happen when they disrespect or put their hands on one of our elders. You never let that just ride. You gotta think about it. I had an aunt from Alabama. Right. You know what I'm saying? My aunt is, well, she's like 30. I'm 47. She's like 33 now, 34. And when she graduated high school, I remember she graduated high school. It was like I just came to do my second video. It was like 2000. She had graduated like 2003 when I came home around that time, yo. And when she graduated, I can say what y'all want to say. She told me her high school was segregated. It was blacks in one high school, whites in another high school.
Facts.
And this was in 2003. I forgot what part of Alabama she lived in, but she told me that like segregated high school in 2003. She's like, yo, nuts. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm like, word? And then I remember one time I went to Alabama. I lived in Florida. Is that Alabama? I think it was Alabama. We went to Alabama. We went to Alabama. My boy lived in Alabama and shit. So we went there. And we lived in a big part of Alabama. You know what I'm saying? I forgot the name. Damn. Because it only took us 2 hours to get there. So went to Alabama. Went there and shit. We chilled. It was good. Soon as we went outside the skirts of this town, bro, we got pulled over by the pigs. ASAP.
Yeah.
Asked us what we doing over here. He's like, well, his father owned a lot of, it's a big part of Alabama we live in. Name a couple of big parts of Alabama for me real quick.
You got Mobile, you got Montgomery, you got
Mobile. It's from Mobile. His father's from Mobile.
Okay. All right.
So his father owns stores, food, supermarkets, apartment buildings, houses, the whole lot. But as soon as we went outside there, we went someplace else to like the outskirts, we got pulled right over. And they don't care, man.
Nah.
Man, they do you dirty. So, you know what I'm saying? I've seen all this, man. And I've seen this even in certain parts of North Carolina, South Carolina, I've seen this. In certain parts of Georgia, it happens. Man, even in certain parts of New Jersey, if you go in there, if you're out there at the same time, especially Virginia, certain parts of Virginia, and definitely West Virginia.
Don't they even say like in New Jersey where the rich folks live at, like they don't even like too many black folks to be over there, and you know where those big houses at, ain't it like separate?
Like Passaic County, they got Pass on one side, Pass with the projects in, and the other side, they got fucking Nice ass house in Staten Island. The projects around the corner matches.
Mm.
Yeah, it's crazy. So it's not like something that's it's the normal now, man. Everybody, Momo, Salute Peace Swing, no doubt. Boucher 850, Alpine. So you know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
Right.
yo, Alpine, New Jersey was like that. He said, Boucher 850, Alpine, New Jersey. I heard of Alpine, New Jersey. But it's parts of New Jersey, like, yo, even in North Jersey, when I was a kid, this place called Clark, New Jersey, right next to Broadway. Bruh, I remember we had a summer league game against them, right? And we beat them by like 50. Them motherfuckers started shaking our butts, called all the N-words they wanted to, bruh.
Oh yeah, I had that happen when I played ball in Alabama. A spot most people don't know. It's called Coleman, Alabama. It's like one of the known places. They used to have signs that used to say, darkies, get out before dark. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they used to have signs right there for Coleman, Alabama.
What they call sundown? They call them sundown towns, right? Right. Sundown towns. Right. You gotta be up from the sun is down, nigga. The street lights catch you, your ass is out. But y'all, I'm gonna show you this, man. And they might strike, they might not, I don't know, I don't care, because everybody else did it and they ain't do nothing to them. So hey, let me show you this is fair use, man. This for entertainment purposes only, and it's a warning. You know what I'm saying? So y'all, it's graphic content, y'all. Now let's go.
Oh, you're there! And he's still in moving boat. Still in moving boat. Clapping his hand, he's like, you can his hand.
I'm gonna show y'all something too, yo. Yo, check. All right, that's what I'm gonna show because, yo, but check this out. The young boy is only 16 years old and he worked for the guy. He worked for the guy in the boat. He seen what was going on. He jumped in the water, swam over there to help him. They asked him, what made you do that? He was like, that's what my parents taught me. They asked his parents. Like, why you do that? He's like, we always told him that you see a friend in need, you help him, period. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
And that's what he did. So enough respect to that young boy right there. Hey, my boy Jay Dill already said he got some K-Slade merchandise for you. If anybody can find this young boy, you know what I'm saying? He got K-Slade merchandise for him. You know what I'm saying? For what he did for his roach. You know what I mean?
Fact.
And you know
what I'm saying? Deal.
Yeah. So, you know, I want to play a little bit of that. I don't want to play too much of it, you know what I'm saying? Just cut through, let you see what happened. The man asked them to move their boat because they was parked in docked in the wrong part of the pier. The people refused to move their boat. The other people, they refused to move their boat. And when the guy went there and asked them and talked to them, the black guys want to jump on them from the rip. But he's like, no, I got this. Let me talk to them. And he want to talk to them like a gentleman. There is never said peace, yo.
Peace.
Yo, so he would talk to him like a gentleman. Know what they did to him? They pummeled that old man. They put their hands and feet on that old man. I guess they thought it was the 50s or 60s, but they didn't know. But the young black men now, they feel like they got nothing to lose.
No, that's real, but I think too at the same time, you know, how they sit there and they try to say, you know, this will come together. This is something that we should want to do anyway. You know what I'm saying? When you see somebody in distress, like we was talking about yesterday before they zapped my channel, yesterday for the same damn video. You know what I'm saying? And basically said that, you know, we was trying to, you know, do vulgarity or, you know, something that was shocking or grotesque. Again, it's all over the news. The problem is they don't want us to talk about changing something that, you know, not to make it a moment where, okay, everybody was gratified, but a moment to change and say we need to come together as people, you know what I'm saying, collectively. If we can do that, we can do that while we're in jail. If all of our culture can come together and look out for each other in jail and in a situation like that, we should be able to do that every damn day and not just at a moment. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. But you know what? Watching that video, right? That shit, it kind of touched me the wrong way. It kind of peed me off. I was like, you know what? We gonna be writing exact on it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna show unity, man. But you know what? What you gotta think about it, man. Let's see what y'all talking about. Hold on. 3 minutes, okay.
Yeah, like I said again, I think at the end of the day, it shows a lot. You know, people that went into, man, it's a spiritual thing. This is all this. Man, like I tell people in the South, I'm in Alabama. Ain't nobody gonna let nobody that don't look like us get beat the hell up, dog. Nobody said it just ain't gonna happen. And I just think, again, in this world, we're so competitive. And then when we see somebody like that, their heart reach out, like them young folks. They seeing that that's going on, like, nah, we ain't finna go for that. So I just think that we need to start doing that instead of having ops or oppositions of who we think that is, bro. We need to start seeing who is, you know, the people that look like us and start protecting us, dog. Because you can't get mad at them for attacking. The job is we shouldn't even allow it. Shouldn't even never get to that point, and we could have been correct a lot of this shit.
Yeah. But it's bad. The bad part is though, man. They got so many these uppity towns, man. I call them the coon nation Negroes. They won't talk about this. They see something like this happen, and the first thing they do, they wash their hands up because they scared of what the repercussion is.
Well, let's talk about it. Let's look at it. The ones that, okay, yeah, it was some ones that jumped in it, but then you had other ones that are programmed to pull their phone out and just record it.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't the time to record, bro. You stopping, and a lot of them folks that was on there, they went viral by recording. Them other dudes, they was in there trying to protect. That's what I'm saying, the difference. And that's what I'm saying, a lot of that stuff. But then, to me, like, where the hell did the chair come from? Like, we was talking about who put it had to have been the people in the ferry boat that threw the chair out. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times, some of the shit could have been warranted. I get it. Like I said, it was eventually going to happen. It's going to happen even more. The problem is we got to be careful because we don't want people to start saying, oh, every time they're in a group or something, it's going to be something like that where, you know, people going to want to be armed or whatever, because it could have went different if there was, you know, not more of a presence of black police officers that was there too.
And you know what's so bad about it, right? They all these news outlets, right? And they all talking about it, right? And they not getting zapped. We're news outlet too. We're the HUD news, you know what I'm saying?
Fact.
So you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's like my situation. Like, I couldn't understand, like, you know, why would you? I mean, like, it came back for me. They came back and said it was an age restriction. Well, all my stuff is you know, as far as restricted for 18 and older. Then they turned around and said, no, they removed my content. Then they came back and said that my content contains stuff that was of violence. And I'm like, everybody's been playing the video, but, you know, I know when it come to my channel, they, for some reason, they love shadow banning. You feel what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question. Did they cut your video? You cut your show up in the middle of your live?
No. I finished the whole live. I got up to like almost 1.3 in views. They came back throughout the day. They hit me with a age restriction thing. So I was like, why would they hit me with an age restriction? Then an hour later, they said they removed the content in its totalities, but they didn't say why. Then they came back and said based off of what they removed it for later that evening. And then they said they struck it for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
That shit,
man.
yeah, that shit crazy.
That shit crazy as hell, bro.
And all we were talking about was getting the positivity out of it, where we need to come together as a group. Like I said, a lot of times they want us to keep playing it as ratchet, like, oh, it's funny and shit, and people making memes. It's cool, but at the end of the day, everybody don't feel the same way. We got to remember that. You know what I'm saying? It'd be no different if people made videos about, you know, doing that to us. So we got to remember, we got to be very careful. You're right about that, Boucher. You're right about that.
Like how Father Allah said, there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun when it comes to these people, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, I heard some. Did you hear something about that Wayne Brady shit?
What about it now?
Wayne Brady. I'm gonna let you hear Wayne Brady.
Okay.
Let me see what they said something about him. Somebody's going.
Yeah, I ain't heard nothing about the Wayne Brady.
Wayne Brady comes out as pansexual.
What?
Yeah. Wayne Brady comes out as pansexual.
That means he smashed whatever.
Whatever, yeah.
Whatever's
King Queen.
Salute, John. Salute, John.
Yo, but Wayne Brady always been kind of suspect and weird to me, though.
Did you know that, John? He just told us something. Oh, John, I told you know but you know they struck my channel. I'm off for 2 weeks for that one channel, but I'm gonna put it up on the plug too. But yeah, Wayne Brady touchdown as a pan man.
What is that?
That means whatever's clever. Yeah, that's whatever's clever. Like whatever's clever that night, and it could be to the point. And I ain't trying to be funny because you can pull it up and Google it. It could be I think it's even animals involved in that shit.
Yeah.
So he like bestiality, pedophilia, homosexuality, anything that's sexual.
Correct.
That's
whatever he's sexually attracted to at that time.
Man, niggas crazy, man. Niggas just need to start fucking trees, bro. Man. Just go to the park and just fucking trees.
What's up? This is
go.
Too Raw for TV.
Yo, right. Too Raw for TV.
So I saw this late last night and was pretty shocked by this.
Not me.
Longtime TV host, singer, improvisationalist, actor,
Facts, Rodney Mizzo.
all around talent, Wayne Brady.
Actual facts.
Has come out as pansexual. All right. He's come out as pansexual. And he came out in a recent article with People magazine.
Rodney Mizzo. Is Jam Master J your uncle's son, bro? That Mizzo last name is really
rare.
Rare. So you got to relate to Jam Master J, bro. Man, we need some stories, bro. Hold on.
Yeah, that Mizzo, that's a unique name.
And the magazine was published this past Monday. So I put a link to this article in the pinned comment in the comment section below. He basically said he came upon this self-discovery over the last few years.
Factual time.
He said that the death of Robin Williams led him to look into mental health advocacy, and ultimately he learned to accept himself for what he was. Look, I didn't know what the hell pansexual meant. You know, I'm an old 43. I'm not a young 43. I'm an old 43 there. You know, I'm biologically 43 there, but psychologically, you know, I'm 64. So I didn't know all these terminologies and whatnots meant there, little guy. So, you know, the pansexual.
Salute, bro.
Or what is that, like? Is that some sort of voodoo sexual jumbo there?
No.
Pansexual. No, but anyway, I looked it up.
We got Jam Master Jay Cousin in the building, Rodney Missile, bro. Yo, man.
And you know what, bro? That's a big name in the Caribbean, though, bro. Because in Jamaica, it's pronounced Mizell. And that's a big name down the way. So he definitely could be related to the God.
Yeah, true indeed, yo. We definitely need to have some stories up there. We got my boy Mac Mean in the building. Yo, salute Mac Mean. He said might be his cousin. Okay.
So pansexual means that you can just submit to anything that you feel as though that day.
Yeah.
You feel like a man, you feel like a woman, you feel like a child, you feel like a dog.
What they call the omnisexual, meaning as in gender fluid. They don't identify, so meaning as in male, female, whatever they attract. It's like what they say it's called. They said it was created like in the 1900s. It was basically sexual instinct, like animal instinct. Basically, and whatever, like a dog might get up to another dog.
When you're a savage, those things are permissible because you live in the life of a beast.
Yeah.
So that's what we've been degraded to. Technically, we've been culturally, systematically, and environmentally degraded to being a beast, running around, naked with our ass out. You got grown men 40 years old running around with their butt cheeks out like a baboon. And the Bible predicted it.
Or let's go even further. You got grown men at this age and time when what they call them hoochie daddy. Who they call them hoochie daddy short? Oh, some short they wearing these little short. Man, shit crazy.
You talking about the back in the day, what the chicks called the chicks wear back in the day, man? The not biker shorts, the motherfucking
Daisy Dukes?
Daisy Dukes. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the dudes are wearing those shorts.
Dudes was wearing them shorts back in the day too. We was talking about niggas.
I know you told me that. What you call it? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So niggas are wearing Daisy Dukes now, bro.
Yeah, bro. They was wearing them back in the 90s, bro. You forgot about the twins, man, from Elizabeth, man. Equal posse niggas run with equal posse, bro. They used to wear the Daisy Duke cut shorts too, bro. They come out the jail, they do cut shorts on, white beater, you know what I'm saying? These Timbs and shit like that.
Oh shit.
Hold up. What? No, bro, I'm not lying. Bro, I see it in Trenton, bro.
What?
Bro, I see it in Trenton too. I see it in Trenton. Bro, with all them niggas, man. Niggas got money. They thought they could do
John, where was you at, John? You must have been locked up doing.
I was locked up. It's funny because I was talking this shit last night. I was locked up until late '92, and then when I came home, I was in the industry by '93. And on '93 I was on tour. You feel me? Like all of those years. So I didn't see niggas around the way. Plus I was living in New York then. You feel me? But still in all, I see niggas the stuff that I see niggas doing now, I never seen. You feel me? Like no, let me take it back. I remember back in the day, and we used to always remember niggas was wearing spandex shorts.
Yeah.
Remember niggas biker shorts. We was like, bitch, you don't ride no bikes. What the hell are you doing? Yeah, because that's the only way we knew it from. We used to be like, man, what are you doing? We don't ride bikes. You don't ride no bikes. You don't race no bikes, nigga. What you doing with them on?
Remember that was when Doing the Butt came out.
Yeah, Milli Vanilli influenced that shit.
No, you remember the dude song Doing the Butt?
That was that go-go swing, that DC shit. Yeah. But like hip hop wasn't on that. They seen it there, but the ones that made it okay was Milli Vanilli. When they came out and all the chicks started liking them, niggas started wearing them. We was like, yo, what are y'all doing? Because hip hop fashion was street fashion. So we wore things that you wore in the street. We didn't wear baggy pants to show our ass. We wore baggy pants to hide our gun.
I don't know. Was it Grandmaster Flag? Grandmaster Flag. Melly Mel and them did.
Melly Mel was sissy. They was some sissy looking.
Yeah, Melly Mel down. Come on now.
Hold on. Melly Mel and them was from the 70s. So the only clothes they could wear was the clothes that the punk rock culture provided.
Listen carefully.
We didn't have, black people didn't have their own clothes until hip hop created a fashion, bro. We had to wear what everybody else was wearing. That's why hip hop was created. It's a fact. Melly Mel and them came from the punk rock era. They are our uncles and fathers' ages. They're not our ages. They wore whatever they was wearing back then, which was the androgynous disco punk rock era. So the only clothes you can go buy was that biker shit.
Hold on. We lost Cross. Let's see what's happening. His phone probably died.
Oh, Cross blacked out?
Let me see. Oh, the phone died. Nah.
But somebody probably called him because that's what be happening on mine. And then it'll click off. But that's our history. You feel me? Now, we didn't subscribe to that because we had different teachers. In the East Coast, bro, we wore different shit. But Melly Mel and them came from a generation before us. And like I said, our generation was wearing spandex. So, but we wasn't feminizing it. And we didn't show no skin. These niggas just got their ass cheeks out with dirty drawers on, bro. And that shit has become customary.
Yeah,
that shit crazy.
That's
insanity. Insanity, bro. You got like they got this shit called
listen, John, listen. Momo from the Bronx. She said, nah, they didn't wear that shit because they had no choice. They wore that shit because they wanted to. And she from the Bronx.
How old is Momo? See, that's what we got to validate.
Momo older than that. Momo. What's your age, Momo? I think Momo's older than us. That's Johnny Button's sister, bro.
Hey, I asked the question because if she's 53 like myself, she knows for a fact that we didn't have our own fashions. The only thing black people could wear was Levi and Wrangler jeans, bro. We didn't have nothing.
She's 52, like bro. She's 52.
Then she should know. She should know the only thing that we had was Levi's and Wranglers. We didn't even start getting our own fashions until the mid-'80s when Carl Kanaj came out with a black design jean for the black man.
Hey, bro, we was wearing Jordache, bro. Levi's.
Jordache, Sergio Valente. Yeah. Now hold on, Jordache and Sergio Valente.
Wait a minute, don't forget Boss jeans too. Now,
Boss jeans too.
But Boss, all of those came later. Those are called designer jeans. But Lee jeans, Wrangler, and Levi was what the hood wore because we couldn't afford.
Especially the different color Lees.
That came out later. Hip hop created that.
No, bro. We brought up. I'm 47, bro. I only wore Levi's and Lee's and Sergio Valentes and Jordache while I was growing up, bro.
But Jordache jeans was the designer. Jordache jeans was the designer jean.
And they wasn't hold on, they wasn't
No. Hold on. When you was 10 years old and you bought you had Jordache jeans on, what year was that, born?
86.
86 hip hop was full birth. It was 6 years old as far as the fashion. That's my point. I'm speaking from the land before time. And anybody that's over 50 years old is really out there in the world and understood hip hop and was living it like I was, then they should remember what black people was doing. We was doing what white people was doing because that was the only thing that was known to be popular and acceptable.
Oh, yeah, but listen. Momo said we didn't have our own fashion, and I know we didn't have our own fashion, but that don't mean we had to resort to spandex, skip, bitch shit. Yeah.
That's a fact. Look, that's a fact. That's why those of us from the street, you couldn't catch us in those spandex because we knew spandex was for girls with big butts. We didn't wear spandex like the niggas in the hood, but you couldn't get somebody in the Midwest not to do that because they thought that was the thing to do. We didn't have our own fashions, so we had to create some. And this is my point. Right now, we have no excuse for niggas to be wearing dresses and painting their fingernails and wearing wigs and running around here looking like monkeys. See, that's a whole different mentality. So we went from the people that created something to a people that's now being newly created by somebody else. And we can't explain that one away.
Yeah, bro. Like I said, I'm born in 76, man. I'm in my bell bottom pants, bro. I remember I was 2 or 3.
When you was born in 76, I was in elementary school in the 2nd grade. So that's my point of reference. What I'm saying is just to take your window.
You was still a kid. I'm telling you. I remember 78, 79, 80. I remember the bell bottom, the butterfly collar shit, all that bullshit. I remember that shit.
Those things was gone by 1980. It's a fashion for us. That's my point.
I remember it. I remember it, though. I'll tell you what I remember.
But do you remember why we were wearing it?
I remember when I was wearing it. I remember when I was wearing it.
See, no, do you remember why we were wearing it? It's cultural.
Yeah.
Just like right now. The kids that are wearing what they're wearing right now, did they create that fashion, or was that introduced to them by a new environment?
Salute, John. It was introduced. You're right. It was introduced.
Yeah, our environment is everything. Our children are acting in a homosexual tendency, behavior, and mannerism and culture, and we didn't even put that in them. That's because the world presented it.
You got to remember now.
Oh, we got a panel coming up. Got the kid up too. One more too. Oh shit now. Let's get it. Yo, peace to God. Peace,
Salute.
Peace to God.
Salute.
Peace to the earth. Peace to the children of the universe.
Peace.
BTB family. Bully the bullies. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but you know what? Think about it. It was Lil Wayne that really didn't get the credit. He always said he got the credit for spawning a lot of them. Remember when the truck outfits came out?
No. No one spied them motherfuckers with that suspect shit. That nigga Jim Jones. The tight ass jeans.
But he didn't have a big influence, impact across the world. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people related with the whole skateboarding thing, with the Lil Wayne thing versus the Jim Jones. A lot of folks didn't, think about it, in the South, didn't know who Jim Jones wasn't really big in the South till that song Ballin' came out. That was when people started recognizing. But on the East Coast, that's different. But as far as a major, that truck fit, that went everywhere. When he started wearing them leopard prints and wearing all the skinny pants, that's why Young Thug and the rest of them got inspired off of that with the colorful hair. Think about it. Lil Wayne was the first one coloring his hair and doing all that shit.
But you know what that's reminiscent of? And that's where I was trying to, put y'all up on something that was in the 70s. When I was coming up, the West Coast or Hollywood was the big thing. So when you was on the East Coast in New York, we were striving to find our niche, Black people in New York, in this pop culture. So California had the androgynous, like the Midwest and California had what they call, you see how Prince and them dress? That was the androgynous era. Motherfuckers running around looking like Amadeus and wearing ruffled shirts and blazers from the 1800s. That was the style of fashion and dress. Black people over here adopted, or the young people in the street adopted, the punk rock style. So they created their own style from the punk rock clothes because we had no clothing designers. So we've always, at one time, bro, when we had hip hop, we was producing things for ourselves. All of a sudden, it just changed in the late mid-90s. It changed. And it changed because they infiltrated what we were doing. We were actually doing for self. We had, bro, you know how many Black designers, fashion designers we had? We had Walkerwear, Nardi Gear, Carl Canard. We had our own fashion designers. We had, bro, Woo-Wear was, Woo-Wear, Rockaware, Fat Form was a spinoff of those original clothing designers. And we were doing it, making our own clothes. Now, everybody's making clothes to fit the French influence, the French fashion.
Remember, we had Dada, we had everything.
So we had cross colors.
Hold on one second. Let Momo speak. Momo came up here to speak. Speak, Queen. Speak, sis. What's up?
Hey, Queen.
Good morning, great kings. I hope everybody's doing well.
We're doing great. What's your thoughts on how Melly Mel was looking like a sissy in the videos? Let's talk about that. Let's get to it. Melly Mel looked like a sissy, bro. I would never wear that shit. Run DMC, when they came out, they had the Adidas suits on with the Melly Mel talking about.
You know why they wore Adidas suits?
Looking like a male stripper.
You know why they wore Adidas?
I'm gonna tell you my opinion of the situation. Growing up back in the 70s, I was born in 1971. So around when I was like 9 years old, then I was seeing, these men that was dressing, feminine, like, cause I got a father who's a manly man. So he would see this and be like, "What?" And he would call, some names that I'm not gonna say, but he had his own opinion. And I'm looking like, oh, he looks cute, because to me it was just cute. I was a little girl, so it looked cute. This big ass and this tight ass shit, it looked cute to me. So that's what I thought. I'm like, it's cute. I'm like, I don't know why my father's mad. You know how you told? I don't know why he's mad. Because my father wore jeans. He wore his cowboy hat. His nickname was Cowboy, and he wore his cowboy boots. And he went out there and worked every day. And when he looked at the TV, when he came home from work, he didn't understand what was going on that TV. It's even worse now. He really don't know what's going on now. He is totally confused.
I grew up in the same environment.
I grew up watching people dressed like that. People on TV. I'd never really seen it where I grew up in the Bronx, 169th in Washington. I really didn't see people dressed like they did on TV that way. So I just did it for entertainment purposes only. I didn't think nothing.
Right.
I don't think I saw anybody dressed like that for real, until the early 80s. That's when I saw people actually in the street dressed like that.
Mm-hmm.
I saw
That's what I told him. I remember it.
Yeah, so I'm just saying what people gonna do what they gonna do. I think most of the people that was on TV dressing like that, it was just for attention. That's my thought. It was attention. Attention.
It was marketing.
Right.
And it didn't become our culture because what Run DMC did was they dressed the way we dressed for real in the street. And I don't know if y'all remember this, but when they made the song My Adidas, they said, "No Calvin Klein's on my behind.
That's right.
Lee's on my leg and Adidas on my feet." See, because we wore Lee jeans, Wranglers, and Levi's. We didn't have anything else to wear because we couldn't buy anything else that fit our style of culture. That's my point. Now we have the option too. Hip hop created.
Excuse me for interrupting you, but wasn't Calvin Klein going through something back then that we wasn't fucking with him?
Yeah, we didn't want Calvin Klein because Calvin Klein said what Timberland said back then. But Calvin Klein was also living an androgynous. They was for the androgynous lifestyle. See, Calvin Klein wasn't from our cultural community. He was from the other side of the tracks. I guess that's the best way to put it right now. 2023, we can say it like that. He was from that, and he admonished our affinity for it because Black people always spent their time searching to match up to society. So the reason them brothers, they wanted to be on TV, and the only thing they knew was to dress like the people that were already on TV. It's just like our kids right now. Our kids right now don't believe in this stuff, wearing mini skirts and boys painting their nails and stuff. But when they see somebody getting money by doing that, they're sublimed and influenced into doing that without thinking. So the culture becomes that. That way, when they become.
I'm gonna ask you a question real quick. Let me ask you a question real quick. Hold on. Who add on? Go ahead on, God. Go ahead on.
All right. Me being born in 1970, and like y'all was saying, as far as the fashion and things of that nature, a lot of artists was sitting up there from what I know, all the way from the Commodores, all the way up to Funkadelic. They was dressing the most outrageous because Funkadelic started that first. So by that reflected to a lot of the hip hop artists and stuff like that. Like you had Africa Bambaataa, Soul Sonic Force. Then you had the cats like Grandmaster Melly Mel, all them. You know, they dressed like that because that's how they saw their idols. You know what I'm saying? Dressing and things of that nature. Now, as far as the streetwear and the fashion and things of that nature, well, being raised in Chicago, cats wore, well, in the 70s, cats was wearing like the bottom pants and you know, the sneakers and all that stuff. And it didn't, Calvin Klein and all those fashions didn't come around to, like I say, about 78, 79. So when they was doing their thing, Ralph Polo was still Izod, all that. They were still around. You know, in Chicago, they was kind of dressing kind of like preppy, but they still wore the bell-bottom pants and stuff like that until the straight legs came into effect. And then you had like in the 80s, you had like Morris Day and them dressing, you know, like kind of like I would say like the Cat Daddy with the baggies and the stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, then it went from the Stacey Adams to the baggies and you know all this and all that.
Salute, bro.
Jerry and all that other stuff. So now children just, I guess they emulating like she said, they sitting up here emulating, but they just being freestyle with the stuff now. You know, wearing loud colors, skinny jeans, tight. What they call them, leggings or leggings?
Leggings. Yo, listen to this shit.
Do you know what leggings actually are?
Let me say something 1 second. Let me say this real quick. When I was on the security for Honors in Charlotte, right? Young Thug had to do a show there, right? So I like, all right, he came in to do his little performance and shit. At a strip club, he came to do a performance. So I went out to meet him at the bus and shit, right? To get him off the bus and shit, at the tour bus. This nigga had a long blouse on, some leggings, and some fucking slide on shoes. Like Gucci slides, loafers, had some loafers on with a chain around his ankle.
Mm-hmm.
And he had and the guy standing next to him was his manager. Like he was his man. They was all hugged up, walking with his arm around him and shit like that. That sissy shit started, that's when hip hop really went down. Melly Mel was a sissy. Don't get me wrong. He's a big bona fide sissy. I don't care what none of y'all said. I ain't gonna change my opinion on Melly Mel. He's a sissy and a hater. So I'm gonna keep it funky.
Yeah, he's a hater, all right.
Yeah, I don't know Melly Mel personally. I just grew up knowing his music. But what the brother said, I wanted to add on to what the brother said about what's happening now. If we didn't have our own influence on fashion back then, and we then created it, shouldn't our children be advancing the ideology of fashion that we had versus what they are doing, which is abstract? We don't make our clothes. That's my point. You don't make your clothes, you wear
I want to say something about that. In order to advance fashion, because I am a fashion designer, bona fide, went to school for it and everything. In order to advance fashion, you have to think outside the box. In order to think outside the box, that's what they call avant-garde. So from avant-garde fashion comes the typical, or what you would call the everyday fashion. Because people won't wear it at first until they see somebody wearing it. And even with black designers, look at Kanye. Even though we hate to say it, Kanye, you know, he's a fashion designer too. But him going around with all these crazy ass moon boots and cartoon boots and all the other stuff, that's weirdo to me. I ain't gonna front.
But if it makes him money, it makes him money, and he's making money. How about that?
And I want to say something to that. Kanye clothing fashion. You know, I did the research on it. 72% of his income come externally, meaning from other countries, internationally, and Kanye's money comes from the European and the Asian cultured markets. Like he doesn't make his money from us in the hood, which is what I was reflecting on earlier.
Well, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something for real. I respect you and I respect everybody's opinion, but I'm gonna tell you this: money is money. I don't care where it's coming from. I really don't. Right. Now, I know a lot of people say, oh, you should take care of home first and the hood this and the hood that. I get that. I get all of it. But I'm not going to stop making my money overseas just because y'all think my stuff is corny. You know what I'm saying? If y'all think my stuff is corny, you're not going to buy it. Excuse me. Hello. If y'all think my stuff is corny and you're not going to buy it, that's one thing. But if I got people buying it, I'm not going to stop making it.
Exactly.
And since I'm not speaking against that because that was genius on what Kanye did.
Mostly all the black designers that y'all just talked about. You know where they still sell out at? Overseas, in Japan,
That's
and
right.
all those other places. That's where they sell out at. Because
so what happened to Carl Kanai in America?
He was
like, why isn't it the number one? Why isn't the number one fashion in the black community?
His fashion is over there. What I'm saying, his fashion sells better over there
in Europe. Yeah.
The question to us, the question I'm giving to us as black people, and I hope we can understand the point in it is if Ralph Lauren, which is a household name for the last 60 years in America, if he's still functioning on the same path of commerce, evolution, and finance in whatever he's doing, why haven't we done the same with our black companies, our black designers?
Because a lot of black designers, honestly, is looking for validation from the fashion houses like Ralph Lauren and all the other ones, because of the fact that if we don't control the fashion house, it takes a lot to start your own fashion house. Once you have a fashion house, it's like a fashion house is like owning your own record company, owning your own publishing, owning your own master, owning your own distribution. And you have more, and fashion houses have more access to the raw materials versus a regular designer. If you can, I want y'all to check out a fashion documentary. It's a fashion documentary. Oh man, I forgot the name of it, but it's a hip hop fashion documentary. Freshly Dressed. Check out Freshly Dressed.
I've seen it.
And it talks about that. My man Aliyasha, I know the God. You know what I'm saying? From San Diego, we used to chop it up with him, all this, all that. He had most of his clothes. He sell overseas, like fiber ops and you know, he helped start it. He helped do the design for Mecca Clothing, and he done the logo for Fat Farm and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying?
Right, my brother. I asked that question because
a lot of these youngsters we don't own manufacturing. We don't own fashion houses.
Right.
And that's the whole
right.
And
why don't we? Why don't we?
Because it's a political game.
Oh, so that's my point. In 50 years.
Because honestly, Kanye was trying to own a manufacturing company.
Yeah.
He was trying to
start
his own manufacturing company.
That's why he had to get the deal with Adidas for them to manufacture and distribute.
Right. But see, but you have gatekeepers and everything. You have gatekeepers.
And that's my point, my brother. That's my point. We have to get away from that gate and do what we should be doing for ourselves, which is my ultimate point, is that we shouldn't allow other people to determine what we do for self. Because when you look at the other markets, these black designers that are in other markets, they aren't the predominant influence. They are looked at as an additive to the culture and economy that already exists. And that's what I'm saying for us.
How long did it take for Dapper Dan to get his own fashion house? Which, I mean, well, not technically. Technically, he's a fashion house now, but he been had a fashion house.
Dapper Dan had everything they had. He had everything they had. He just didn't have his own design. I bought Dapper Dan suits and sweatsuits, bro. He just didn't have his own design. We were wearing Gucci, Fendi, and Louis Vuitton. We were laying other people. Once again,
his own logo.
No, but listen what I'm saying. Once again, we were wearing other people's shit. That's my point.
Right.
See, like my point is that regardless to whom or what, black people keep following and looking for acceptance from them. We could just do our own thing like we started. That's the purpose of hip hop. We started doing our own thing.
You know what?
I understand what you're saying, bro. I understand what you're saying. And the reason
I'm just saying we gotta leave them alone.
The reason I'm saying that is because it's the point of having access. It's the point of having access. I get shoes, man. Look, I design my own shoes, and I get shoes manufactured in overseas in Italy and in China. You understand? Because there's no wholesale shoe manufacturer that would give me a good price and a percentage on price point.
I'm going to suggest something to you. Try South Korea and Taiwan. Those places. Well, you got to remember. You got to remember. Like when I've been in the music industry for 30 years, 33 years now. In that course of time, we have the internet at a level where we can interact with the world at the touch of a button. We just have to have knowledge and access to what exists. And competitively in the fashion market, especially in the period, that material world, you can definitely. Cambodia is another that produces a very. And I would like to know your email. I mean your site, my brother, because I would like to purchase a design from you. My son's a recording artist, so I would love to have something black from him. And that's why when you mention baggy pants and Stacey Adams and player shoes. We used to wear Clarks, and our jeans were designed after the baggy pants that we used to wear as a dress pants.
I was wondering, there was only 2 people in my school that was wearing Playboy shoes. Me and my son named Timothy, and this was in 8th grade, 7th and 8th. We're wearing Playboy shoes in 8th, 7th and 8th grade. I was the first cat on my block rocking ballet.
You already know. See, we grew up with that. Bally's Clarks and British Knights was our footwear. But once again,
British Walkers.
British Knights. No, the shoe ain't. They say the shoe. Right. They said the shoe ain't nothing without the PK button.
Yeah, the British Knight was the street style of the British Walker. The British Walker was the competition to the Clark, and the Bally was the supreme shoe over all of them. So we used to wear those with jeans or baggy pants. This was early mid 80s when we used to wear the silk shirts, baggy pants with the Bally boots. That was our style of dress when we did something fun.
And the little John Wayne cowboy shirt and all that other stuff with the jeans.
Yeah, so we wore kangaroo hats. But however, that we had to create that fashion from other people's clothes. That's my point. My brother, do you make shoes?
I design shoes. I design clothes.
Yeah, I'm asking, do you make them? Like, do you actually make them?
I'm like second, third generation in my family. My grandmother.
Well, listen. I get my shoes made. That's why I was referring you to South Korea. But however, I got two pelts coming right now, bro, from Louisiana, and I'm trying to get this jacket made to match my shoes. So I want to connect with you. You heard me, my brother? Like leave your info in the backdrop so I can connect with you.
Yeah. Hello. Can I say something?
What?
Oh, yes. I don't really like to interrupt, so I just be patiently. I'm rude and everything, but I have some manners.
We apologize.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I was just waiting to jump in. But what I want to say is, y'all was talking about the clothing and the music and everything y'all talking about compared to how we do our things for our community and everybody else. I would like to say that everybody can have the same desire, because everybody do. Everybody got the same desire, whether it's this or that. You're not the only one with that desire. But everybody can't run the same race. I can't run the race with you, and we got the same desire because I can't financially afford it. You know what I'm saying? There's other reasons why you can't run the race, so you back down, or there's other reasons why you can't just have your little booth in your little city because it doesn't make enough money. But if I take my little booth up Upper Westchester, I can make more money. They can see something. So I don't like when people think that, oh, she done moved, she don't even support her community no more. My community wasn't supporting me. That's why I had to leave. It's not I don't support them, they don't support me. You cannot stay in a place that you're not getting supported in. I don't care what color you are. You're gonna find a way to get out with the funds that you have to get out. It's all about making money at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna box myself in to a trap where I'm gonna fail just because I'm trying to quote unquote provide for my community when my community is not providing for me. And you know I'm all black. I love black people. I love black things. I love supporting black. But you got to realize not everybody love you. Not everybody supporting you. And that's what it is.
That's unity. Like if we had unity, like back to the subject, what if black people bought from black, supported black businesses? What if black people built black communities the same way we combined and unified to jump and fight those white people on the dock in Alabama? What if we unified economically, community? Like what if we created that premise or culture? Because that's where we're dysfunctional versus that's where we're dysfunctional at versus everybody else. Everybody else got that, but we're the only people that's functioning within the system but don't have that.
We've been dysfunctional in that unit. You know why? Because nobody trusts their money with black people. And that's just it. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say how it is.
And you know where that comes from?
No. It's
you know where that comes from? And where does that come from?
No, wait. Let me finish my thought, please. Nobody trusts their money with black. I'm not talking about going to the store, a black-owned store, and buying a pair of earrings and stuff. I'm not talking about that. Now I'm talking about big money. I'm talking about big money. Nobody trusts their money with black people. And that's just it. Black people don't trust their money with black people. Let me put it like that. They'll go to a white person, a white bank, a white financial institution, and put all their money in there. But if you came and saw a Bunton MTM, you like, I'm not doing that. No fees, no nothing. You're not gonna come put your money in my business. They got a thing called Black Wall Street. People been trying to get these black people together for years, and they ain't nowhere close to where they want to be. Why? Because black people don't trust black people. You can have a black person come into a black store. The first thing they want to do is argue about the price. The price. They don't want to pay this. They don't want to pay that. They don't do that in them white people shop. They just leave. They don't want to argue. Why create a scene? If you don't want to pay what it costs, you could just exit the same way you came in.
So let me ask that question real quick. Hold on, I'm gonna ask that question real quick. I want y'all to see something. I want y'all to tell what y'all thoughts on this, and then we're gonna get to what Eminem had to say because this right here, this has been firing up lately.
For $20.
And I didn't want to do the shoulder, so I'm just throw it in. We talk about black culture, right?
Get excited, America.
We're gonna do it like this.
Your summer escape waits, so hang on to.
Hey, boy, Melly Mel.
What you think about Eminem being at number 5 on the Billboard Top 50 Rappers of All Time list?
Obviously, he's a capable rapper. If you was talking about sales, he sold more than everybody. If you're talking about rhyme style, okay, he got a rhyme style. But he's white. He's white. So now, if Eminem was just another nigga like all the rest of us, would he be top 5 on that list when a nigga that can rhyme just as good as him is 35? Had records and all that. He's 35. He's white. And the point is, I was white. Nigga, I'd be greater than Elvis. Niggas be like, Melly Mel is greater than Elvis. Melly Mel is the greatest white man that has ever lived. He came up with a culture. He's a part of a culture that changed the whole world. That is a great ass white man right there. But I'm not white. I'm one of the niggas. So, you know, So now you could be, anybody could be as mad as they could feel how they want to feel. If you don't think that race plays a part in the equation of how great he is, I heard one of the dudes that's down with him, Royce the 6'9", or Roy, I heard he's just as good as Eminem. Why ain't he as big as Eminem? Because he black. Ain't none of that shit hard to figure out. Eminem gets a.
All right, y'all. Enough of this old Bojangles ass nigga.
Hey, can I say something about that? What he just said.
Right,
I used to think that about Eminem, but before I knew who Eminem was, and I heard his song, I just don't give a F.
Yeah.
When I heard that, I was like, man, he's off the hook. Da 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 da. And I remember when I first seen him when he was with the Outsiders when he came to
North New Jersey, Outsiders, Outsiders.
Yes, and he kind of got his flow style from one of the members.
From Young Z. Young Z from Outsiders. Rod Digger's boyfriend, husband, brother. Yeah.
Right. Now, what I'm saying is, compare after all that. He could flow. I ain't gonna front. He could flow. He got a nice little, whatever. He used it. Did the Elvis jump off or whatever he did. But he's in the game. Now Melly Mel, on the other hand, man, you mean the way you talking, Mel, and I'm thinking that you coming with some fire. I heard your response record, Mel. Rap or whatever it was, I don't know. And homie, you should have just kept quiet and just been like,
you heard the response record, bro?
Huh?
You heard the response record?
It's garbage.
Was there a beat behind it? Was there a beat behind it?
Yeah. It's dated. It kind of sounds dated, man. I mean, his flow is dated, and it sucked.
Oh man,
it sucked. It sucked. Garbage. It's garbage, son. Word is bond is garbage.
Okay. Tell us how you really feel.
You don't want to know how I really feel. And that's coming from a person who been writing rhymes since I was 10 years old and been spinning records since I was 14. And he's garbage. It's garbage.
Hold up. My boy Panic Chop. I'm gonna let y'all hear what he has because I think he's gonna play while the beat. Let's see what Panic Chop do with my boy, man. Shout out to Panic Chop. Cuba Link.
Well, it's finally here. Melly Mel dropped his diss track towards Eminem and came with that vintage flow. It was a short 1-minute response and had Melly saying Eminem is not a top 5 rapper, comparing him to Pee Wee Herman, and even bringing up Eminem's addiction, questioning his sobriety. Check it out for yourselves. Man, roll the clip.
No apologies, this ain't a disclaimer. I'm the king of legend, the first Hall of Famer. Making diss tracks, I know you with that. Now everybody get ready for the kickback. Why you hurt, why you mad, now you look bad. Like a roach just crawled out of your book bag. In a pack clad, you lack class. Go to bed with no supper, cause you gotta suffer the backlash. The top 5 is cap, you the piss that's on the floor. In the elevator of rap, why you ducking on...
All right, y'all, that's enough of that bullshit. Oh, man. Melly came up to see us.
I told you.
Look,
that would have probably worked in the 80s.
Boy, that shit was fire, boy. That shit was fire.
I'm gonna tell you something. Y'all can say whatever y'all want. Everybody
that would have worked in the 80s.
No. I'm saying y'all. Hello, can I be heard?
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Bo.
Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I get that. But that, to me, from that man, was golden. You can't move the person from the era they're in. Like just like right now, I swear to God, I'm a great MC. I could do it. I know I can. I got beats and bars for days. But my go back it sounds kind of like that. Like you know the beat, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I stay on my level. I can't flow like Eminem. I can't do it. So you gotta stay on your lane. That's what you gotta do.
But sit his old ass down.
But with that,
citizen.
But what he said had truth.
That old man just did. It was funny to me. That's number one. And number
Yeah,
two,
he need to stay in the HOV
I
lane.
ain't even gonna front. Let me finish. I only got like 3 more things to say, and I'm gonna be done. He sound when I heard him, I said, "Oh shit, that's LL Cool J." That was cute to me. Now y'all don't like him because y'all mad. Like this Jonathan kid, you just mad. But it's okay.
I'm not mad.
Now, sis, I wanted to say that. I wanted to say that what
someone who should lifted in his headphones.
I wanted to say that what he said was true. See, like when we look at, regardless of who's saying it or how he said it, what he actually said was true. Like Eminem is not a top 5 all time.
Bro. Yes, yo, bro. I'm black proud to the fucking fullest, bro.
Listen, bro. Eminem is not a top 5 all time. Listen to the words, bro. You say all time MC. Like, watch this. Without even going back 20 years, he ain't better than Jadakiss or Black Thought. That's just two. That's just two. I ain't gotta talk about the greats, the all-time greats. I just gave you just people that are right now, that are active right now.
No,
so let's not say what. Listen, bro. No, he's not. And what he said was the truth. It's just that people received it wrongfully because we always do that. In any other music genre, you do not get the youth or the new star against what they call the legend. You never get that indifference because there's a respect given. And that's all Melly Mel is asking for, is the respect for having the first gold rap single in hip hop history called The Message.
I agree.
So we all he want is respect in a world that's not respecting their legends, and that's what black people do. Like we so easy to disrespect them. We're so easy to disrespect them, bro. When in reality, that's all he's asking for is respect.
But let me tell you something, man. Melly Mel is a fucking hater, bro. Period. He even did
call it what you wish.
Man,
call it what you wish.
He's an old ass hater.
I'm just saying he told the truth right there.
I see what John's saying, what he's saying. Listen, it's addressed to us as a culture. That's what he's saying. Because in other cultures, white cultures, they don't talk like that, dog. They got a guy who's the best MC. They don't do none of that shit. Everybody's a legend in their own right. Only us. And so he's saying that, hey, why is it that he's considered, regardless if he whack or not, he's saying, man, only in our cultures the ones where we'll give somebody else the credit, but in other cultures they give the whole genre the credit. They don't give one person the credit as being. They don't say Elvis is the greatest. They don't say Billy Ray Cyrus is the greatest. They don't say none of these Ken Brooks or whatever the motherfuckers' names is. They don't
want me to tell you how that started?
No, but look at this.
The rhymes, because the rappers themselves was calling themselves the greatest. So of course our culture is based on you saying I'm the greatest. Okay, so you only as good as your last battle.
Well, you gotta recognize this. You gotta recognize this, bro. White people still honor Jimi Hendrix as the greatest within that culture of music.
And they should.
They don't contest him. They don't contest him. Man, listen, they give him this respect because they honor the culture. Where's our honor? We don't have no respect for each other. That's my point. And I'm gonna tell you this: I'm 53 and I'm nice, and I kill a lot of these so-called MCs, but I don't have to because I produced a son that's better than me to deal with them in their era. But they still give me respect. Exactly. Where is the respect, bro?
Can I say something?
That's my point.
There's a lady in the room. Can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So I understand. This is the thing that a lot of people don't understand, and it's simple. It's really simple. Life is just complicated because we make it complicated. When we, as older adults, come in the room, we want our respect. That's it. We don't want nothing else. We don't need nothing greater. Just our respect. If I made music back in the 70s and my music was banging, I know you're gonna do different stuff as you grow. You know, my grandchildren might be better than me, but pay me my homage. That's it. And they don't not only pay the homage, they disrespect older people. And I don't like that. I don't like that nowhere. I don't like that in the street. I don't like that on the bus. I don't like that on the train. I don't like that in music. Give the older people the respect and just leave it like that.
You know what, Queen? You know what, Queen? Hold on. You know what, Queen? You hit it. Hold on. You know what, Queen? You hit it on the head.
Thank you, sis. Thank you,
Just like
hello, hold on. You could do what you want to do. As a younger, as somebody who's more wise to the hip hop and what's going on now, you could do anything you want to do. Just don't disrespect the craft. You could do anything. Just don't come back talking to some old man 50 years later. Why? What is the purpose of that?
Old man came in here first. The old man came in first.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No. Let me tell you something. It doesn't matter. If I'm in the store and I say something fly to whoever I'm talking fly to that day, and some old lady try to check me, I'm just gonna be checked because I'm not fighting with no old lady. I'm not.
So if an old lady smack you in the face in the store,
no, I'm not talking about touching me. I'm not talking about.
She's not going to do that. Yeah.
I'm not talking
about.
We
speaking realistic.
She's just saying how she feels. And how she feel at that time, I may be wrong. And I'm wrong a lot of times when I go in these stores. I am dead wrong. And if an old lady check me, I'm just gonna be quiet. Look, I'm not gonna touch her, and she better not touch me. But that's not the point. The point is I'm not fighting with no old person over their thoughts and values because I know
and that's why I was saying I agree with you on that because again,
I'm always wrong.
No, listen. Listen what I'm saying. You're not. No, you're not.
Wait. Just give me 2 more minutes. So what I'm saying is, these people, they come up here and they talk all this stuff. Like I don't like a lot of, like I'm a DJ. I used to be, but still, it's still on my resume. But I don't really listen to this new school stuff, like this new age. I don't listen to none of it because I don't think I like it. Look, I don't like it, but I'm not gonna go up here and bash them because it's just not my cup of tea. That's it. I'm not gonna get there and bash them. It's just not my groove. So,
no, and that's why I'm saying. I was saying you're absolutely right.
Old school. That's it. If you want new school, don't come here.
Right, and that's what I was trying to say. And that's the only thing about in our culture is the fact that we are the ones that put ourselves in that category. Like we were saying, the other genres don't do it. Like you said, you shouldn't have to disrespect an old person because an older person, especially in our genre, I'm you know what I'm saying, I'm 47. So at the same time, people don't understand is that we respect the craft. The craft is what you're supposed to respect. Just like in rock and roll, they respect the craft. They look at all entertainers in that craft as something legendary. We the only ones in our culture. We, like you say, got to pick. We got to break people down. Oh, man, you ain't this, you ain't that. And it's sad because, again, they know that you're only as good as your next song. So don't put another person down because that's a creative thing.
Oh, what I'm saying now, let me say something. Let me say something real quick, Jonathan. Let me say something real quick.
All right.
But what I'm saying is, it's all good because I know most of these artists from my age bracket, they respect the old school rappers. They respect their favorite. They got favorite MCs back then. When we got your favorite MC that you got to show respect for, that come on platforms and continuously diss you or say some negative shit about you, you should clap back sometimes. You don't have to bite your tongue. We all grown men now. You don't gotta bite your tongue. Say what you want to say. Eminem ain't the only one that says something about Melly Mel, talking that switch about.
Yeah, I said something about him back in the days.
Yeah, come on. He's talking about everybody.
Back in the day. That's what they was doing back in the day.
Right, and what we missed out on, what we missed out on, I just wanted to add, is that we're not looking at the civility in what's being said. All Melly Mel is asking for is what all black men have always been asking for, is that respect. And we, as black people, we're still in our slave-minded, which is what I was going to ask the brother and sister earlier. We're still in this slave-minded conditioning that we don't see what we're doing to each other. And it's not a culture because culture transcends generations. So what your parents did, you should be doing at an improved level per generation. And that hasn't happened because someone has intentionally infiltrated and changed the progress that we were on from what we created. So just as those people in Alabama got together, we failed once again to get together in the activity of respect and protection for each other. Melly Mel spoke a truth, regardless of how he said it. Born, I just want to, Born, I want to say this. Born, listen carefully. Born, listen carefully. Let me speak our language. You and I are from the street. The only reason Jakim still get the respect that he get in the street is because I never went back to jail and lost my position. But when you lose your position in the street and you get older, see, that old crown don't matter, bro, if you haven't evolved from that old position. If you 50 years old still out here gangbanging, nigga, you're going to die. If you're 50 years old out here still trying to be a kingpin, you're going to jail forever. You know that's the penalty because you're still there. So you shouldn't be where you're at. All Melly Mel is saying, where's my respect for being a legend? When you put someone top 5 all time, he could have just said top 5. We got to start speaking in these emotionally definitive terms. All time, ever, and never. All of that stuff is BS. We got to start speaking accurately so we give people respect. Yeah, Melly Mel is a legend, bro. Melly Mel is a legend. And we can't say all time and put Eminem in no top 5, bro. It don't make sense unless we look at marketing. And when we do that, he used the perfect illustration. Elvis. Elvis took Little Walter's whole catalog and make a career, and they call him the king. Why? Record sales? When we know he couldn't sing next to Marvin Gaye.
Give me Little Richard, not Little Walter. Little Richard.
Bro, Little Walter. He stole Little Walter's catalog as well. They took different songs from different people, but that one artist died. And he had more than 100 and some written songs. And they took his songs recorded and had Elvis record them over in his own voice, which he stole from another black artist that recorded the record prior to him. So it's what they do, and it's how they do. Not accusing Eminem that. I hold Eminem in my Hall of Fame of MCs because he's a hell of an MC. He's what hip hop is. However, Melly Mel is just saying y'all letting the people that y'all respect, which is these tabloids, these houses, these controlling markets, to make him a legend amongst the legends when you're not even respecting the legend. And that's my point.
Right. And I agree with you. Thank you. And I agree. Perfectly said. And I agree with you because I'm going to tell you this. I'm 52 years old. I know I don't look it, but I am. And when it comes to top 5, top 10, we've been doing this for years. For years and years and years. Since I was 10 years old, we've been talking about who's the top 5, who's the top 10. And it's changed over the years. But I'm telling you, my first top 10 since I was 10 years old has definitely changed. All of them dropped off right now, but that don't mean I don't pay them respect. I still give them respect.
I give them errors.
Top 10. Well, how that's gonna drop? I'm just telling you what it is now, but it ain't never gonna change. I ain't never gonna hate on them. And if I was in the rap industry right now, which I swear I could be, but if I was, but I'm not, but if I was, I would never disrespect Roxanne Shantae. That was my first girl. That was my first girl. She was.
Hold on. I'm gonna tell you my top 5 right now.
I was 16. I love that girl. I'm gonna
tell you my top 5 right now.
She's not in my top 5 right now as female MCs, but I love that girl. So you can go by that. I'm gonna tell
you my top 5 all time already. I already have it.
Respect that girl at all.
Big Daddy Kane.
What I gotta say.
Rakim, 50 Cent. You hear me? Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, 50 Cent. That's my top 3.
Hey, Born. Hey, Born. How do the Grammys classify music? Don't they have a pioneer class? Don't they have a modern class? See, like we have to start classing we got to start respecting our legends by placing them. We should have a top 5 of the 70s. That would be Melly. See, Melly Mel is number 2 of mine in the 70s because Curtis Blow was number 1. for my judgment. Like, and that's what I'm saying. We have a top 5 of the 70s. Then we have a top 5 of the 80s. We got a top 5 of the 90s.
Right.
We got a top 5 of
Nobody
2000s.
be mad.
That's how we should properly and respectfully judge the great work of these artists, bro. Instead of start using these ignorant, emotional, definitive terms all time and the greatest of. No, you're not, because you didn't get a chance to battle them.
Absolute.
Look, you still
And right now, you can put any artist on the planet against Rakim, nigga, he ain't coming out right. See, lyrically, lyric for lyric.
The
And that's
bottom line, you cannot be the
2023.
greatest of all time if all time is still going.
Exactly, sis.
Everybody's allowed a mulligan, okay? Now, Melly Mel, that the subject matter was good, but the song itself, overall, you know, now I'm being
see, we gotta be disrespectful, bro. Why can't we be like the people in Alabama and come together for the goodwill of what's being discussed?
Listen, John. Melly Mel inspired me when I was like 5 or 10 years old to start picking up a pen and start writing. All right.
Right.
So he's gonna get that respect off rip. You know what I'm saying? However, sometimes you gotta know when to just, you know, hold your peace and let your catalog speak for you. Number one, he's in a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Number two,
yes, he should be.
If somebody could just, all right, I'm gonna put it like this: don't push me because I'm what?
Close to
the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. And now there's relevant.
You see what I'm saying?
It's like it took some time to make me wonder how I keep from going nothing.
Yes, so
you see what I'm saying?
Never be disrespected, though. Never be disrespected.
Yo, like all I'm saying is that we should give him his kudos. We should give him his kudos and respect when we're talking about the culture that they created. It's like you having kids and someone else take your children, bro, and so-called pseudo raise your children or grandchildren and give the respect to someone else. And you know you had the child. You suffered and went through the labor. Like, and I don't know if most of y'all understand, but I know the sister remember. Hip hop went through such of a hard time being established in America, bro. That's why we get upset when we see what's going on in the so-called culture, because it's not about the culture anymore. See, it's about what somebody else is doing. And that's my point from the beginning. It's always about what somebody else is doing instead of us doing us.
I'm me and you the same age, Ja.
True.
I understand exactly what you're talking about. It's just like how, and I'm gonna tell you like this: I'm from Chicago, born and raised. It's the same way I feel about how cats try to give house music to other. You know,
I was just about to say that. You know what house music was, bro?
They don't know. He got trash about it.
Yo, when you said Chicago, bro, I was just about to say, do you know what? See what they did? The same thing they did to house music is the same thing they did to hip hop. They just made hip hop violent, while you know how they made house music. That's my point. That's my point. Because you know, when you go to a club, you can't dance now to house music. You feel funny because of what it means now. Who done usurped the culture? It's crazy. House music was our hip hop disco. It was our upbeat ability to dance to music without having to break dance. It's deep, bro. It's deep, bro. Damn. And when you said Chicago, I'm like, damn, he know the house is deep. You know the house is deep, bro.
We was b-boying off. See, the thing is, I want to explain this to people. Hip hop isn't
you're taking me back.
Rap is just one of the music genres of hip hop.
Right.
You got break beat.
Fact.
People was dancing the break beat.
Yep, that's what we break dance to. That's why it's called break beats. Because that's what we break dancing to.
Break beat, and break beats have all types of genres. You understand?
Fact.
I DJ for B-boys every Friday night. Every Friday night. And they dance to whatever they could dance to. And see, that's the thing about it. We just think hip hop is just rap. When no, you had the break beat. You had the B-boys that was doing it. Before,
hip hop has 5 elements.
way before Crazy Legs and all them cats. Shoot, before that, I was doing the moonwalk, or AKA the backslide. Before it was called the moonwalk.
Yeah, we was doing it before people seen Michael Jackson do it on TV.
All that.
Although Mike was doing it a long time. When we was breakdancing
from Chicago.
Yep.
Shabba-doo.
Boogaloo Shabba-doo. And look, hey, so look, remember, he went to California like Turbo did from Newark, New Jersey, went to California, and that's how they got exposed, because as I was telling earlier, Hollywood was our example. That was what we believed in. Just like right now, everybody believes in the internet, we believed in Hollywood. Word up, bro. Hollywood shaped our culture. And I tell people that because I know Born could remember, you know, I left home when I was 13, but Scarface came out. Yeah, I seen Scarface. And I'm the son of immigrants. So I thought that my Jamaican parents were the same thing as his Cuban. I thought Al Pacino was really Cuban at that age. And I thought that I could become him, being that I had it. His story was similar to mine. That's how Hollywood had us. It's the same way the internet got our children now. And we can't explain what our children do because our children don't understand human relation. They've been born in the matrix. That's why what happened in Alabama should spark a call of unity amongst Black people in every way, economically, physically, spiritually, culturally, and make us a new community, bro. We got to stop this bullshit.
And for the record, I want to say, house dancing did not start in New York. It started in Chicago. Period.
Yeah, house music. Facts. Because
club music started in Jersey. Club music started in Jersey.
House music is the blend of disco sound with hip hop tracks. It's the hip hop hard hat and bass with disco sound. That's the blend that Chicago created that culture. Just like the DC culture created the go-go culture.
And New Jersey created club music. Let's get to that.
And Detroit created sound.
Music.
Detroit, it was a Black dude that created the techno sound for techno out of Detroit. It was a Black dude that created techno in Detroit. See? And like he's saying, and I understand what Melly Mel is saying, you know, however, at the same time, let your legacy speak for you. You know,
but that's like, but you know what, Jay? Hey, Jay, that's like somebody right now, like one of these artists, like a Bad Bunny or one of them dudes, talking about Frankie Knuckles. You feel me? Frankie Knuckles, like, hey, I'm the father of what? House. And why am I now being looked at like this? You feel me? That's synonymous what Melly Mel is going for.
Look up Ron Hardy. That's who you look up, Ron Hardy.
You already know.
Frankie Knuckles good, but Ron Hardy was the man.
Well, you already know we had Mr. Vaughn out here on the East Coast, but he was a Frankie Knuckles protege.
Right.
So like I said, just like y'all got hip hop from trickle to y'all, house music trickled to us from y'all. So that's why we related. You feel me? It's just cultural distance. If we had the internet, we would all have it at the same time. But we didn't. We was our own internet.
But yeah, y'all, this is a good show. Yo, Cross, I need the plug to say something. Plug. Tell me, man.
Definitely great bill, man. I think, like I said again, in our culture, we got to stop, like we said, stop putting labels on greatness, you know, because everybody has a level of greatness. Everybody greatness might not be your greatness. So we keep saying the greatest of all times and all that shit. I just think it puts more of a pressure on us to try to outdo each other instead of just working together. We just say, they're all artists. I thought an artist like myself, I own my own clothing line. I push and you know, I do pretty well. So I just tell people, man, you know, and one thing I learned from one of my homeboys, he owned a soul food spot. He said something that was deep. He said what he learned was he couldn't get mad at black folks if they didn't come to this restaurant. I was like, man, they need to support. He said, I can't be mad if they eat the same food I eat. The target is to go against the grain, go get the other folks' money, because you already know that's what it's going to be. So I learned to try to go against the grain and push it like you know, like the Queen say, you know, go to other places, other countries to push it, because at the end of the day, that's what you can only help people if you got the finances to help.
That's right.
Yeah, I wanted to share that with the brother that was a fashion designer that Kanye showed and proved that blueprint wonderfully. Now, he did upset white people when they figured out what he did to them. But like I told the brother when I looked it up, Kanye made those clothes for them. He didn't make them clothes for us. The deal that he made with the Gap was supposed to have been the introduction to our so-called urban wear. And that was the part of the plan that he still got intact. So it's wonderful for us to have ideas, but we should be focusing on independence, separation. That's what we want. We can interact with people. It's like being married. If you married and you get separated, you can live in the same house, but you just maintain a life. And my thing is, we should all be able to do our own thing, but also have the common goal, which is taking care of the body, the unity. It's like a human body, bro. If I'm the heart and another brother's the lung, another sister's the liver, another sister's the kidneys, another sister's the spleen, another brother is the spine, another brother is the brain, we all doing our own thing, but we working for one body, functioning in one body. And that's all black people need to do, bro. And I'm glad we had that example in Alabama. Hopefully we could build off of that and make something different from that. And start respecting our elders, because they represented and looked out for the elder.
That's right. That's right.
You
And
already
I
know.
would like to say, if I could, we as a whole people, when we talk about greatest of all time, we got to realize that everybody's time is not the same. If you ask my father who's the greatest of all time, he's gonna say James Brown, because that's his time. If you ask me who's my greatest of all time, I'm gonna say a whole different name. If you ask my daughter, she's 22. She's gonna say somebody I don't even know who they are. So that's what I'm talking about. Everybody's greatest of all time is not the same. So we shouldn't argue about it. We shouldn't. And I understand that. And I don't, even though I'll be like, who the hell is that? But my thing is, don't disrespect the people before you. You can't put nobody down. You don't have to put nobody down to express your opinion. Don't do that, because I don't think that's cool at all.
That's a perfect
It's not
analogy.
cool. It's not right. The greatest of all time is the greatest of your time. What if I never heard rap music until 5 years ago? And you said, well, who's the greatest of all time? To me, it would be this person. Y'all be like, what? Where she came up with this from? Because I just started listening to rap music. I was just born yesterday. You know, you can't, there's different ages to this fact. That's why I agree when we should separate it from this time period and this time period. And if you wasn't born in that time period, then shut the fuck up.
Right.
I don't like the disrespect. That's what I don't like.
Right. That's my point. And I think Melly Mel is doing what all black men should do as well. It's like stand up for yourself. Because one thing we missing, bro, one thing we might be missing is that we all gonna get older if God bless us with more time. So when we get older, we're gonna have to face those same things, which is why I refer to Born. We can walk the street right now, and brothers, your young brothers respect us because we're really legends. We're not out there doing what they doing. We showing them that there's a different way, but the legend is we was out there doing what they were doing. So when we had our time, we had our time, and we're past that time, which is what we should be showing by example. But we do want that respect, because as soon as a young boy tries, what happens, Born? See, they ask me all the time, Uncle John, why you work out like that? So the ladies don't deny me and the young boys don't try me. I'll beat your ass if you play. See, yeah, and that's real. You feel me, bro? Because if I don't look like this, nigga, you might try me. See? But I look the same way I look when I came home. I look the same way I look when I was in the ring. See, they've been seeing that for the longest. They just didn't see me out here no more toting the gun acting crazy. And that's the difference. When are we going to make that change? You feel me, bro? Start respecting those that come before us. Because Melly Mel only made that record to fight back. Like y'all must have forgot. Like I am an MC, regardless of how y'all perceive me. But you got some old people that's 70, 60 some years old, like, yeah, get them, Mel. And they think that's fire to them. You feel me? It is. Because what he was saying in the interview was the truth. And people will forget about how you said it after a while, because the truth remains. And what he said is the truth. We have to do better in respecting our culture and not let some publication make some type of judgment for us. When these people the people that be writing these articles aren't even from our communities. That's what he's saying. Like, that's the insanity. Like the brother was speaking on fashion. Why we got to deal with them? We don't need to depend on them. Look how much money we be spending with them. If we spend it with ourselves, we can produce jobs for ourselves. We just have to take the initiative and have enough courage to do it.
You know what? I tell a lot of young people this. I said, I go back to a time when you didn't hear rap music on the radio. I said, can y'all imagine being in a time where you didn't hear rap music at all, and your first time hearing a rap song on the radio? And none of them they can't fathom it.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you, listen. I remember when rap music. Listen, I remember when rap music came on the radio because it was in New York. It was Hot 97. Before it was Hot 97, it was all rock shit. One day I woke up, listened to Hot 97. I started hearing all this shit. I was like, oh shit! I was like in fifth grade. Oh. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Let me tell y'all some funny shit, right? At one time, you could only hear hip hop on an independent radio station, which was a college network. And then after that, you could hear hip hop on Sunday nights. After that, you could only hear hip hop on the weekends. Then they allowed you to hear hip hop after 9 o'clock in the evening. That's how long it took for hip hop to transition into what we call mainstream radio. Before in New York City, one of the main radio stations was called 92K2U, which was an underground independent radio station by these brothers called the Latin Rascals from the Bronx. And they used to go to the clubs and give broadcasts and they DJ shows. So independent radio first produced hip hop, and then hip hop became mainstream. That's why it took so long for Curtis Blow and Melly Mel to become the artist that they became. Melly Mel sold that much because he came right in when hip hop was allowed on radio at nighttime. We couldn't even hear it. It was censored. So it was a fight. That's why they so upset, because they like, yo, now y'all got all of this freedom and y'all not doing it to advance the culture. And I don't blame them, because I feel it.
Yeah, not only they don't advance the culture, they disrespect the past, and that's
the legend, right? And that's from the enemy that infiltrated.
And they don't know where they at, or even to see a future.
And that's our job. That's my.
I don't know where they come from. I don't know how you have a craft that you quote unquote love so much and don't know the history about it. I don't know how you have a craft that you love so much and don't know better than not to disrespect this person, that person. You can say whatever you want, just like grandma. Grandma can say whatever she wants. I'm not gonna disrespect her because that's my grandmother. She could be dead wrong, but I ain't saying nothing because I'm not disrespecting her. That's how it goes. If you don't know that, you're not gonna make it far in your quote unquote craft that you love so much. Some people just hop on. They got a couple of bars. They think they're gonna make it. They ain't even gonna make it. Watch.
Y'all remember when Run DMC had the beef with Grand Furious 5? Because the Furious 5, like I said, they came from an era where people was dressing off that punk rock, funkadelic shit. But Run DMC had street dress. Hip hop held each other accountable, like a house, like a home, like a family. Now, there's no accountability, so you're allowed to do all types of monkey shit because somebody else has taken control of what we did. At one time, we started wearing gold and everything. See, we stopped supporting white enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
We started wearing African wooden beads and leather medallions because we started creating our own businesses. We created our own economies, and they had to stop that shit. So they gave us niggas with an attitude, and we became niggas with an attitude, and that changed the whole dynamic. We didn't understand gangbanging and all of that stuff in hip hop because it wasn't Eastern culture. But when we got it, it spread like wildfire.
And stuff. Now we wearing white diamonds and stuff. What happened?
They gave us.
I'm gonna tell you, the Midwest was able to relate to NWA. Chicago was able to relate to NWA when they first came out.
Right, but that's my point.
We had a gang banging culture.
Right? That's my point. When the West Coast brung it out, it was fresh off that Hollywood influence era.
And what the comments said, I used to love her. All of them from West Coast got mad.
Right. Because he was telling the history of how hip hop got corrupted. And that's the point of the song. It's like somebody stole her from us, and we don't realize what happened. It got hijacked, just like everything else they take from us. You feel me, bro? And they made it into something that make us other than what we should have been. Just imagine if the children of Carl Kanai, Alice Walker Wear, Nardi Wear, all of those fashion designers, what if they went to the next level right now? See, that's my point. Fat Form, all of them, if they went to the next level in black fashion, the first law of fashion is based on necessity.
Right.
So I respect the brother's acumen and what he was saying, that his education, but the first law in fashion is necessity. You don't wear a bikini outside in 30-degree weather.
Right.
But you got women running around with mini skirts in 30-degree weather. See, the mentality doesn't match the purpose or the format.
Now check
with
this
logic,
out.
Of course.
To add on to what you're saying, as far as that fashion thing, the reason the fashion market in the black fashion designers and fashion market here got, like the Walker Wears and all that, because everybody started flooding the industry. Oh, you can make money doing this on the side? You can make money doing fashion? Okay, all I gotta do is come out with a couple of t-shirts, and then this and that and the other. Then they start coming out with t-shirts and this. Next thing you know, you got people that never was like she said in the documentary. You got people that was never in the fashion up here coming out with clothing lines and stuff like that. And if everybody doing it, then nobody is doing nothing at the same time.
Well, it's no regulation, right?
Industry.
Yeah, ain't no regulation.
Industry just for a quick dollar. If you have, I'm gonna put it to you in the street way. Okay, you on the block doing your thing, right? All right, you got a couple of workers here and there. Now, next thing you know, the cats that was your custies are now they serving. Now everybody on the block serving. Who's really making money?
No, that don't happen on the block. The block got law. That's regulation.
I'm giving an example. That's how it was with the fashion industry. Everybody started trying to come out with their own line and stuff. That it just watered it down.
It didn't water it down. We just refused to separate or leave alone the competitor, which was the white market. At that time, we did. Carl Kanai became $1 million enterprise. Walker Wear became $1 million enterprise. Cross Colors became $1 million enterprise. FUBU became $1 billion enterprise. But FUBU got distributorship, which was smart. Through LL, they got distributorship with Gap, and that allowed them to be everywhere at the same time, Gap and Macy's. So what I say is this: when will we keep alive the things that we create? Like, bro, niggas talking about Nathaniel Alexander now, and he did something 100 years ago, was create a folding chair. like we don't buy folding chairs from Nathaniel Alexander. That's my point. When will we keep what we got? We're the only people that don't do that, and something's wrong with that, and we should address that with logic and reason.
The logic and the reason is because we hate each other. That's what it is. We don't want nobody to be above us. And I could say this because I have a conversation like this at least once or twice a month. People think for some reason, and I don't know why people revert to this. If I have a difference of opinion about how you live your life for whatever reason, if my opinion doesn't match with what you're doing, or I'm trying to look out for you, or I think you're headed in the wrong direction, or whatever, oh, you hating. I'm not hating. Why does everything come to hating? Now, I just said the same words. I said because they're hating. And we hate because people taught us that what we're saying is hate. So anytime I say something negative towards another Black person, especially in my family, for instance, this is where I hate the most. Oh, you just hating. Why am I hating? I'm trying to tell you something that I think might better yourself or that I think might hurt you. I'm trying to tell you not to do this, not to do that. As soon as you go against the grain, you're hating. What the fuck you want me to say? I'm just supposed to agree with everything you want to do and say, yeah, good job. Hope it works out for you. Good luck. I've never been that person. I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel. Now, people who say exactly what they feel, they're haters. So you got the haters that equals the people who tell you exactly how they feel, they're haters. You got the haters who don't really care about nothing you're doing and they hope you fail, they're haters. You got the other type of haters that really hate you and don't give a fuck about you. They're haters. Now you got three different type of haters. Who's really hating? And the sad part is, I think a lot of people hate on themselves.
Fact.
Sis, I agree. You know why? Because we suffer from two diseases. Black males suffer from irresponsibility. Black females suffer from unaccountability. And we have created culturally these euphemisms, these phrases like, I'm just doing me. Stop hating. Mind your business. Leave me alone. Stop shaming me. These are words of exemption of accountability and responsibility. When you tell a man that he's not doing what he's supposed to do, being responsible, he say, mind your business, leave me the fuck alone. And you're allowed to get away with that freely now. When you tell a woman you shouldn't be wearing that, why are you hating on me? I wear what I want to wear when you really should. But that's the point. We have created this subculture within our environment of being unaccountable and irresponsible. So those words, those phrases, that's the purpose that has been injected into our culture.
Hip Hop Caviar, salute. The Mac Mizzle Show, salute. We'll see you, brother, in the building. You know what I'm saying?
How we gonna once we get rid of the quote unquote hating on each other or taking stuff the wrong way or not wanting to be open for other people's opinions, then we might be able to move forward. But we're stuck.
Right.
We're stuck.
I hate to say it, but it might take the white man throwing us off his front porch for us to get it together. Because it seems like that's what it took last week. Soon as the white man kicked us around a little bit, we said, "Oh, hey, we ain't taking it no more." See, so that's why I keep asking, when are we going to do that in every way, and economically, in a communal activity? When are we going to start doing that? Because at some point we got to be example. At some point we got to start doing it. We hated on Kanye for no reason when Kanye did one of the greatest things the black man did. He tricked them into letting him make $1 billion off of them. See? And we ain't never think of that. When are we going to do that? That's my point.
People are scared of being critiqued and constructive criticism, just like the sister and y'all was saying. That's what it all boils down to.
Not when they go to jail. Not when they go to jail.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, see, we submit real quick then.
Hey.
Yeah, we shut down real quick and go to jail.
That's another chapter in another book.
You feel me? We get it together real quick when we do that. Lock us up automatically. Black people over here, white people over here. Let's see. See, when you in a controlled environment.
What car are you with?
Yeah. When you in a controlled environment, when you go to the military, same thing. When you're in a controlled environment, the problem is we don't control ourselves. We just running around being males and females and not men and women. Men and women control themselves with civilized intelligence. Females and males just run around with a beast-like nature as a savage. So, just having sex and making babies on that court. Yeah, that's what we need. We need order. We need structure. And we got it. We just refuse to participate. So we choose to suffer. And suffering has become normal.
You got to remember the old folks. Remember the old folks would say back in the days, even in the church, everything got to be done in decent and in order. And we don't do that.
Right? Don't do nothing because we out of order, bro. And we think that somebody hating because we try.
Hello? Yo. Ja, you there?
Peace.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, you got it. All we got to do, bro, is be men in our communities. We ain't got to belong to nothing. Just be men. Just stand up as men and get together as black men. The same way those brothers went and rushed to help to save that older brother, the same way we should be rushing and forcing people in our community to save our businesses. The same thing we should be trying to do as communally, buy houses. The same thing we should be trying to communally, bro, to educate our children outside of the school system. To change the reality by doing just a little spirit of unity. And we should use that to do that. Now, black people use a lot of energy mocking and making memes and videos and all of that shit. We need to start getting together and using that energy to do something constructive and productive. Then we can stop being a slave or a nigga. And that's the real.
All right. I hear you. Yo, this is a great build. I appreciate everybody coming on the panel. Man, I'm about to, we're here handling some house business, but yo, I appreciate y'all, man. Yo, we got Jonathan Kidd in the building, Cross AKO, the Boss Plug. We got John Muhammad. We got my sis Momo. You know what I'm saying? We in here, yo. Go. Great. I appreciate everybody for coming up, man.
Peace to the gods and earth, kings and queens of the universe.
Peace.
Peace to everybody.